Fish are underrated. They are fun to watch, but not many people are aware of the amazing things these guys are capable of. From the ones that can stay out of water for several years to those that are capable of using tools, stay with us as we are looking at 10 of the most amazing fish abilities. There are many creatures with the power of flight, and it is something generally not attributed to fish, but the flying fish is truly an exception. Found in the Atlantic, Pacific and Indian Oceans, flying fish have the ability to jump out of the water to fly or glide for long distances. In fact, they would use this fascinating mechanism to escape predators. Their streamlined, torpedo-shaped body helps them gain enough energy to break through the surface of the water after swimming at a great speed of about 37 miles per hour. Once out of the water, the fish's pectoral fins have evolved into large wings, which allow the fish to become airborne and fly for up to 650 feet, and use their tail fin as a propeller. Amazingly, in 2008, a flying fish was observed gliding for a record of 45 seconds. Found widely in relatively shallow waters in the Indo-Pacific, also ranging into warmer parts of the East Pacific, the amazing peacock flounder is truly a master of camouflage. It is one of the animals on the planet that would use cryptic coloration to avoid being detected by both prey and predators. In fact, they would crawl on their fins along the bottom of the ocean while constantly changing colors and patterns than swim. In a study, peacock flounders demonstrated the ability to change colors in just 8 seconds. The changing of the colors is an extremely complex and not well understood process. They match the colors of the surface by releasing different pigments to the surface of the skin cells, while leaving some of the cells white by sequestering those pigments. However, if one of the flounder's eyes is damaged or covered by sand, they would have difficulties in matching their colors to the surroundings. Native to the Cross River system in southeastern Nigeria and western Cameroon, Gardneri killifish is truly a beautiful species, making it one of the most popular fish in the aquarium trade. But in the wild, this fish has a very fascinating life cycle. Every dry season, the water level where this fish inhabits would drop dramatically. Because of this, the eggs of this fish may end up latent in the soil for several months. But when the dry season is over, these eggs come back to life. Even a small puddle of rainwater is enough for these eggs to hatch into small fish. In fact, they would depend on any temporary small pools to grow and transform into adults. Once big enough, they would jump out of this pool to look for the nearest water streams. Before the dry season comes again, these killifish must use the remaining time to look for mates to reproduce. As a matter of fact, this is the reason why this species is called annual fish. They inhabit temporary bodies of water, reproduce and die within a 1-year period. Occupying shallow waters near coral reefs all over the world, the amazing parrotfish are named so because of their beak-like teeth structure. And the crystalline structure of these teeth is so sturdy that they would beat gold, copper and silver in a fracture test. And these teeth are so powerful that parrotfish can munch on coral at an astonishing rate of 20 bites per minute. This led to a widespread belief that parrotfish are damaging coral reefs. But recent studies suggest they may play an important role in helping bleached coral to recover by eating the algae that prevent new coral growth. Not only that, they're also eating the bacteria and microbes that live inside coral. But because of this diet also, parrotfish would excrete plume of fine sand, the digested remnants of a coral stony skeleton. As a matter of fact, scientists think parrotfish feces contribute to much of the coral sand found on reefs and even help to form reef islands. It is estimated that a single parrotfish could produce up to 90 kilograms of sand each year. Found in a wide area of the Indo-Pacific region, the beautiful slingjaw wrasse is truly full of surprises. Despite looking like a typical normal fish, it actually possesses the most extreme jaw protrusion found among fishes. In fact, it can extend its jaws up to 65% the length of its head. And when hunting for food, this fish would stalk its prey slowly and shoots out its protrusible jaws like a vacuum cleaner. Because of this ability, the prey will be sucked into its mouth. In addition, this ability also allows the fish to capture small fish and crustaceans out of their hiding places. Distributed throughout Africa, the West African lungfish is definitely the hardiest fish on the planet. Unlike most fish, this species has a primitive lung that enables it to live without water. When the dry season comes, this fish would find a new, safer home underground by using its powerful jaw and primitive limbs to look for the right spot. It then would dig down the ground by eating mud and pushing it out through its gills. Once underground, it would exude a special mucus from its skin to cover itself in a thick layer that hardens to form a cocoon to avoid from drying out. And this is how a West African lungfish would end up as an accidental brick in a mud hut wall sometimes. When this happens, this fish would stay in the brick until the wet season comes. When the mud walls are washed away by the rain, the fish's hard mucus lining gets softened, enabling it to break free of the wall and heads toward the nearest source of water. Until the river dries out again, it shall be the fish's new home. Living all over the Indian Ocean and in the tropical Pacific, the white-spotted pufferfish is truly fascinating. Their appearance may not be impressive, but what the males of this species do will definitely impress you. When it comes to mating, a male white-spotted pufferfish has to construct a circular nest at the bottom of the ocean to get a female's attention. Using nothing but its pectoral fins, the male has to shovel sand constantly into a circle with intricate details. This work has to be done for 24 hours a day for an entire week to prevent the water current from washing it away. Once the pattern is completed, it would be decorated with shells to impress the female. Only if the female approves, the pair will mate, where the circle will become the nest for the developing eggs. Native to Indian Ocean, an orange-spotted tuskfish can reach a length of 50 centimeters. With these scary-looking fang-like teeth, most would assume this species makes a vicious predator to other smaller fishes, but they would be wrong. As a matter of fact, these fish actually use their teeth to feed on hard-shelled creatures like mollusks. By using these teeth, they are able to carry mollusks around until they come across hard structures, such as rocks. Upon finding a suitable rock, they would bash the mollusks against it repeatedly until the shells break open to reveal the meat inside. In other words, orange-spotted tuskfish cleverly use available tools around them for their own advantage. Found at depths of between 750 to 4,700 meters in perpetual darkness, tripod fish have adapted a very unique way to hunt for food. Because of very little to non-existent current along the seafloor, this fish would use its elongated pelvic and lower caudal fin rays to stand raised on the seabed. This is done by pumping fluid into these fins to make them rigid like stilts. Once settled, a tripod fish would turn its head into the direction of water movement and waits motionless in the dark until it detects potential prey items by using its extended pectoral fins, which hold out above its head like antennae. In fact, this fish would stay in this position for days to get food. Because of that, seeing a swimming tripod fish would be an unusual sight. Found from south through Southeast Asia to Melanesia and northern Australia, archerfish have developed a very unique way to hunt for food. As a matter of fact, archerfish are known as spitting sharpshooters because of their habit to shoot down insects up to 10 feet above the water. This is made possible because archerfish have specially adapted mouth and eyesight. When an archerfish shoots a jet of water, it would raise its tongue against the roof of the mouth to form a tube. The gill covers are then quickly closed, which forces the water to run along the tube at a great speed. Impressively, archerfish can do this so accurately despite of the refraction of light and gravity.